Hail and greetings all, it's Ragnarok here, and today doing a few garden chores. And it looks like my blackberry row is getting a little out of hand. Time's been short, but I'm here now, so we're gonna fix it up. Now you can see here that some of these branches just aren't sticking true to form. They're sprawling all over the place, getting out of the patch here. Some nice wild lettuce here. I'm gonna leave that there. We've already got berries forming, and we've got some dead canes in here that we're gonna have to take out as we train this back into the 16-foot row. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take off the dead canes that I find here. I'm gonna try and get them out as close to the bottom as possible. Here's one here. And that'll slide right out. Can't find any others here. There's one there. Let's look for it down here. Right about here. We're gonna go ahead and snip it here. We're gonna be careful not to hit any of the live canes, if possible. And they grow twisted and wicked in here amongst one another, as I'm sure you well know. Let's see, we have one down here. We have a couple down here. Just snip right at the bottom there. Pull them out. One on the other side here. Whoops, sorry about the sound. You can see these older shoots here. Trim them off. Put them out of the way. And this will help aerate the bottom as well. Give you a better view of your live shoots and canes. Said okay, we're gonna leave the wild lettuce and go back over to the other side. We have two more canes here that we need to remove. And you want to make sure you're removing only the dead canes. This green cane is here, it's good to go. This cane beside it, not so much. So don't accidentally trim up your live branches and canes. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and start molding them back into a row. I'm going to start here on this end. As you can see, there's a lot of space left open here now that I removed those dead canes. So what I'm going to do is take this outer lying branch and I'm going to try and bring it in. And you want to make sure that you're being gentle. You don't want to snap your canes. So if it's not going to go, don't push it. You can take what it will give you and then over time continue training it closer to where you want it to be. Now I know a lot of people are opposed to zip ties, but they're cheap and they're effective. I don't put them on extremely tight, as you can see. I want the cane to have enough ability to grow and weave with the pattern. So I will use different size zip ties as well, or double them up, just because I don't want to stress the cane. But over time, as it continues to grow in this new pattern, I can tighten up my ties like so. If I go any further here, that's going to snap at the joint down here. But over time, as it continues to grow with this new pattern, I can tighten this up however I see fit when it's ready to be tightened. So again, we're going to want to go with the inner branches first. So here's this one, and I'm going to take it down since it's lower. And I'm going to do the same pattern here. Get close to here. Not too far, just enough to go like that. You see we have a new shoot coming up here, a new cane from the root down here. In time, that'll weave in as well. Now we're going to go with our next inner cane, and these two are actually woven together. So here's this one, and I'm going to take it in the upwards since it's higher. I'm going to weave it this way, creating my crisscross here. Grab some more ties. And I'm going to push this through the fence so that it comes out the other side. So I want to start weaving it backwards as it gets to the end of the row so we can thicken this row up. Now I have one more longer cane here. We're going to take it about midway here. We're going to give it a longer tie to give it room to grow into this. I don't want to stretch it too far, as I said. Now this is closer to the root of this cane here, but that's the last cane that I extended down there. See how it's hanging loose here? I want to bring it back up against the fence line. So I have a newer one here that's blocked in here. I'm just going to take it underneath it, so it's on the outside now, and put a zip here just to give that some more support. And then we'll take this new one and zip it over top. Actually, we're going to weave it through the fence and then zip it so that it gets a little bit of a throughway here. Just like that. As you can see down here, you have a couple that are branching out here. And I'm just going to leave them be for now until they get a little bit longer. Then I'll redirect them. Same with these here. You have a couple here that I'm going to weave into the fence line and point them up so that we can twist them back around later in life. And these shoots are very tender, so I want to be extremely careful not to break them. Move them gently to the other side here. Let's put a little zip right at the bottom to keep them growing through that side of the fence. We got one more here. I'm going to do the same thing with. Over this way, and a little zip. There's another one here, and it's pointing straight out opposite of the fence. So I'm just going to gently take it under and try not to snap it here. Bring it to the other side as close as I can. I don't want to snap it. That's the key. It's just gentle persuasion. If I go any further, that's going to break, and that's not our goal. So I'll leave it like that for now. Giving more air down here to the bottom. Let's continue on. Back on the other side now. We have this top branch here. I'm just going to weave through this towards the end. And we're going to put a zip on. Starting that weave through the panel, which will strengthen the overall plant as it continues on. Some of these longer branches that have escaped on this side, I'm going to bend them back towards, turn you here, back towards the end of the fence line. We're going to take them as far as they can go and give them security, just like that. Which brought us another dead cane here that we missed in our first cut. But I'll come back and snip them in a minute. So we have another one here. And I'm going to extend it down this way Bring it close as I can here. And secure this one. And do the same with this. Bring it close as we can to where we want it to be, to persuade it to grow that way. Looks good there. Now the ends are sections that require a lot of patience and a lot of time and manipulation. As you can see, this cane here is about 2.5 feet off the end, and that's still too long, or not long enough, I'm sorry, to make this curve when I want it to start growing back this way. So what I'm going to do is try and take it as gently as I can without snapping it. And I have some bigger zip ties for this. And I'm just going to try and secure it this way as best I can in order to create that curve in its growth pattern. And I think I'm going to have to snap a couple of these together, because the key is not breaking the zip or the end of your canes here. As you want to weave them back and forth, you want to be sure that they are willing to go that way. And that there will be just enough to start this change in growth. And this will be something that I continue to monitor and tighten as the time goes on, so that I can make it round this curve and continue on the opposite side of the row. Now we can see that the line is very much thinner now, drawing all those extra branches that were reaching out back inside. I can also see the roots of my canes a lot better. So I'll be bringing in some black gold to mulch that in there. It lets me see the extra crops that I'm growing, such as the wild lettuce here, some yarrow over here. Then I'll make sure continue to grow right where they want it to. So just a little manipulation, piece by piece, and you can work with nature instead of against it. Just think of how many beautiful berries will come from this row, just with a little extra manipulation, enriching this homestead. Until next we meet, be well.